Yo, what is up, guys? Here I am, labbing up against my boy Elwa. In this lab session, we were theory crafting a certain team. And that certain team, as you can tell, has SSJ4 Gogeta on point. And on the bench, he has Yajirobe, Buff Roshi, and Hercule. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this lab session video, let me know in the comments. If there are certain theories or strategies you want us to test out, maybe we could do that as well. We really enjoy theory crafting the game and testing out certain strategies. But before I get into the specifics of this certain strat we're doing, I want to explain what the community believes the win condition is. I say the community because Bandai has not told us specifically what the win condition is. I do believe they changed the win condition in the December patch. They do explain the win condition in the tutorial, but after testing it, it's either poorly worded or poorly translated because it is not right, or I don't think it's right, because the tutorial says that it has to do with whatever remaining health left on your team versus the opponent's team. It's not flat health. The community believes it has to do with health percentage left of your team versus health percentage left of your opponent's team. So let's say, for example, you're using Elwa's team, which is a 4-man team here. Let's say, for example, you lost SSJ4 Gogeta, but you're able to maintain all your health on Yajirobe, Buff Roshi, and Hercule. That means 75% of your health is remaining. And if you have higher health percentage than your opponent, then you would win the game. And since it's percentage based, that means each character is weighed equally. So let's say, for example, if you lost your Hercule, that has equal amount of significance as losing your Gogeta. Meaning, it's probably best you have really strong characters on your team as opposed to pretty weak characters. Not only do you want really strong characters, but you want characters who could survive and maintain that 100% health. And that's what exactly we were theory crafting. We used the character that could survive the longest and the character who does the most damage, which is Yajirobe and SSJ4 Gogeta respectively. And just look at how much damage his Gogeta is able to do, because the shotgun ki blast is absolutely insane. So you could probably tell what the strategy is, right? Do as much damage as you can with Gogeta and survive as long as you can with Yajirobe. If you could manage to have Yajirobe be 100% health through all the sensu beans that he pops, and if you lose your Gogeta, which if you manage Gogeta very well, you probably won't lose him. You could have at least a 75% total health remaining of your team at the end of the game, and Gogeta outputs so much damage that your opponent probably would not have that much health remaining. And what we're doing here is a first to 5, but technically not really, because we played a bunch of games before this. Before I was like, okay, let's do a first to 5. We played about 7 games before this against his team. I lost every single one of them. So I did say, oh, I'm gonna lock in now and let's do a first to 5. So yeah, I do want to showcase myself beating this team, but just know that I lost a ton of times to this team. Like, I lost more times than I've won, way more times than I've won. And not to mention, I'm just making a lot of stupid mistakes, like right here. I just throw out a raw super that he's able to easily vanish, and then throw out a raw ultimate to punish me. And as a result, I lose my Android 16. But yeah, my team in general is not the best for dealing with a team like this. It really does expose some of the flaws in the game or in the characters. Like Yajirobe, going up against the Yajirobe is very tough. If you don't have instant spark, which my team does not really have easy access to instant sparking, you will have a lot of trouble going up against Yajirobe, because in order to really stop Yajirobe from maintaining 100% health the entire time and stalling you out, you want to blast him with as much damage as you can in one go. And usually, it's most easy to do that in sparking mode. So you'll see throughout a lot of these games, my goal is to transform with Trunks and have Super Trunks, Buff Trunks. And Buff Trunks does have sparking mode, where I could potentially blast him with a lot of damage. But right now I'm in a pretty bad situation because I lost my Android 16. My Trunks is pretty low in health. I have to be able to down his Gogeta, which, let's see if I do it. Switching my Spopovich. The best strat I have right now is probably to try and overwhelm him by switching in Spopovich and Roshi constantly. Right, Spopovich and Roshi have decent amount of damage. They are pretty OP for a 2 DP character, and since they're 2 DP, they could switch in very quickly. And one of the weaknesses of being a 10 DP character is that you are locked in for a very long time. So even though I made a mistake there in using a raw super, he's still locked in with me. I fall for the Wild Sense there. He should have just elevated up and down, but he's probably just refusing to play scummy. He could have played very scummy there and just stalled me out until he could switch. Yajirobe does have 6 skill points for a Senzu Bean. Very dangerous for me. If he's able to get a Senzu Bean off before the game ends and is able to get 100% health, I would probably lose this game. I got the hit on him and stopped him from Senzu Beaning. Very close. Same thing again there. I'm getting very lucky here. I use a revenge counter to prevent him from beaning on me. To prevent him from knocking me back and getting a bean off. So revenge counter is very important against Yajirobe. This was a bad idea on me. I thought I had more ki. I use a revenge counter again to prevent him from beaning, and I successfully down his Gogeta and Yajirobe, thus taking away 50% of his team. I am in the lead now because of that. Revenge counter is very strong now, so if you want to prevent people from using sparking mode, if you want to prevent Yajirobe from setting up a regeneration or any other character from setting up regeneration, you should use a revenge counter. And win the game. I got pretty lucky there. Elwa did have an opportunity to get a Senzu Bean off, but I guess he just forgot to or didn't think to. So I believe if he got that Senzu Bean off, I would have lost that game. Okay, I take the first game. Let's see how game 2 goes. My team is, I think I said this earlier, but my team is not optimal for this. I mean, my team is not that great in general. Explosive Wave is a very strong skill, especially with this new changes to super countering. So I do believe I have one of the best skills in the game at my disposal. But like I said earlier, damage output is very important for the win condition, and I don't really have easy access to a character who has instant sparking. And yeah, it's pretty tough for me. Okay, putting Elwa on the blender here. Very important engagement for me. I did damage his Gogeta a ton, but remember, he has 6 skill points here, and Gogeta has instant sparking. All he needs is like 1 or 2 engagements, and he's able to close that gap I just created. My strategy against Yajirobe, since I don't have access to a lot of damage just yet, is I try to stall him out, right? I try to stall him out to build enough skill points so I could transform. Not only that, but I try to stall him out so I could switch, right? And the more I could switch against Yajirobe, the more health I could gain on my team. And whereas if I were to try and engage with Yajirobe, that just means I'm giving him more skill points. So the less skill points he is building and the more switching I get is just a massive advantage for me. But that strategy could backfire because it is stalling and I could easily stall myself to a loss. Luckily I was ahead, so it does pay off. I am able to get into buff Trunks without taking much damage. He brings in his SS4 Gogeta again, Gets instant spark off. Luckily, he doesn't punish my sidestep with a super. You could punish sidesteps with a super, so anytime you know your opponent is about to sidestep, using a super to punish it could be very strong. And getting hit by SS4 Gogeta's rush super is very, very scary. It is highly damaging. He gets another instant sparking off. He could easily close the gap here. I'm not sure if this is going to hit me. Okay, luckily I'm able to block. Like I said, you could punish sidesteps with a super or an ultimate, so when someone is in in sparking mode, you should be very careful with your sidesteps. Very careful with them. You should also be careful with your perceptions, because you don't want to get caught with an ultimate while you're holding perception. The funny thing about Yajirobe is that he gets super armor in sparking mode. Like, why? I'm able to break through his super armor here because I'm in sparking mode myself. You can see here how strong Explosive Wave is. I'm able to take away engagements that he wins and make sure that I basically win most of the engagements because of my Explosive Wave. And that could be very strong, especially against teams that depend solely on one character to output most of the damage, which in this case is SSJ4 Gogeta. As you can see, I lost that engagement there. Able to Explosive Wave and open him up. Getting some nice super counters there. At a certain level, you have to be good at super countering to be able to drain your opponent's ki, because if they get into this loop of being able to charge back into sparking mode constantly, it's not good. You have to be able to super counter them and force them to constantly vanish you. That way you could save ki while draining your opponent's ki, and therefore preventing them from having a full ki gauge at all times. You can see how strong revenge countering is now. I love it. I really love the buffs to revenge countering. I'm using a revenge counter to prevent him from getting a Senzu Bean off. Because if he knocks me back, then he would successfully be able to Senzu Bean. Just in general, I do not want to be knocked back. I really do not want to be. So I will revenge counter like maybe 70% of times when I get potentially knocked back. And you can see he's doing the same thing. I wasted an Explosive Wave there. Not good. Yep, I saw him use a Wild Sense. I'm able to bait it out and open him up. This team is extra scary if you do not have practice vanishing Gogeta's supers or ultimates. Because if you get hit by even one of them, or it's almost game over from there. If you get hit by like 2 or 3 of them, and his Gogeta is able to survive, it's probably game over from there. That is massive damage. Oh! And yep, you can see how fast the Senzu Bean comes out. Like, I was trying my best to maintain 2 ki bars. Oh. And I probably lost the game because of that. But yeah, as I was saying, I was trying my best to maintain 2 ki bars so I could Zebra Stash at him in the case of him popping a Senzu Bean. I was able to save the 2 key bars and Zebra Stash at him, but it goes off so quickly that I couldn't even do anything about it. So yeah, even when I was expecting it, he's able to get a Senzu Bean off, and that's how strong Yajirobe is. Please nerf Yajirobe. Do something about that Senzu Bean. It is too quick. Or maybe it's a skill issue on my part, who knows. But I won one game, he wins another game. You could see how strong this strategy is, just damaging me with Gogeta and surviving with Yajirobe. He has massive key advantage over me right now. And that's kind of how you want to play against androids, is just charge to a full key gauge and try to bait them to use their key, whether if that's through Ki Blast or dashing towards you. Essentially stalling them out and doing your best to charge Ki. Right here, I'm doing my best to try and stall out his sparking mode through super counters. I really do not want to spend my Ki on vanishes. I don't know how many super counters I just got there. None of that mattered. Dude, it's so slow. Yeah, all that super countering just to not be able to vanish the ultimate. That's so bad. I haven't had much practice against SS4 Gogeta's ultimate. Ever since they changed how slow or fast the ultimates go, I am not used to vanishing it anymore. And very dumb choice by me to just throw out a random Kamehameha. I get hit by his ultimate. I am in a really, really bad spot now. And he's able to switch out his Gogeta, which is bad for me because his Gogeta will now regenerate a good amount of health. If you didn't know, every time you switch out, I think it takes about 30 to 40 seconds to regenerate 5,000 health. Right here, I believe I switch in my Trunks. I'm gonna try and stall out so I could get a switch on my Trunks and regain 5,000 health myself. I will probably lose this Vanish War, and that's not going to be good. And I lose my Trunks because I messed up that Vanish War. I almost got that engagement back from super counters. Well, I technically should have. I just messed up the Vanish, which is not good. This super is really bad. Android 16's grab super, it's punishable upon using it. His end lag is insane. I can't do anything. So if you recover from Android 16's grab super, if you have enough Ki, you could literally just dash up to me and punish me. Or you could just throw out a raw super at me. There are a lot of supers out there that have insane amount of end lag and could be punished even if you successfully land it. I don't know what the devs were thinking with that. That shotgun Ki Blast just did 5,000 damage to me. Oh my god. Some nice little super counters by me, but this probably doesn't matter. I am quite behind. I should have used a revenge counter there to prevent him from getting an instant spark off. I catch a Z-Burst dash with a sidestep, which a lot of you guys should start doing. In sparking mode, a lot of people are very aggressive, overly aggressive. You could bait out a Z-Burst dash with a sidestep, and now that super countering is more difficult, although it could still be risky, but chances are you could catch them in a combo when they're in sparking mode. But just know, if they do successfully get a super counter off on you and force a Vanish War, you will probably lose that Vanish War. That is not good. And again, that's why it's important to be good at super countering, so that way you can just super counter the entire the entire sparking mode down, or at least most of it. I'm able to catch his sidestep with a raw super. He almost has enough for a beam. This is very scary. He could gain full health very soon. Ki Blast is able to stop him from popping the beam. And I'm able to down him. That was a very important down for me.
I am its creator.
Dude. And I think that was the nail in the coffin. I think I did gain the lead back, but then I lost the lead from losing Spopovich, so that's very unfortunate.
I can keep this up.
Please let me win.
Oh, I did not lose the lead actually. I won. Nice. But you guys could see how strong Gogeta can be, especially if you are able to manage him very well.
Time is wasting. Let's hurry up and end.
So it is 2-1 so far. I won 2 games, Elwa has won 1 game. But keep in mind, I lost 7 games in a row to this team. So had I went in blind against Elwa, I would probably lose for sure. Well, I would lose for sure, because when I went in blind against this, I lost. But now that I have adapted to the strategy, I'm able to kind of counter it, sort of. Elwa is making a good amount of mistakes. And I did not vanish that. That is really bad. Look how much damage he has done to me and how much health he still has left. He's going to regen all of that health now. And this damage I'm doing to Yajirobe could potentially not matter. So I might not even bother engaging him here and might just try to get as many switches off as I can while Yajirobe is here. And also maybe farm as many skill points as I can so I could get buff Trunks. Or at least Super Saiyan Trunks. I need more damage output. Forces an explosive wave out of me. I probably didn't need to use an explosive wave there. I did want to switch so I could regain all of that health I lost. Spending 2 skill points on an explosive wave against a character that doesn't do that much damage in general is it's a give and take. I don't know if it was worth using explosive wave there.
Master the art of peace in addition to the art of war. The Turtle Hermit School will be with you.
Let's see if this ultimate lands.
Be my greatest, most powerful.
Nope, he vanishes it. brings back in his Gogeta. He's charging into sparking mode. I am screwed. Gonna try and stall out his sparking mode with super counters, but I am taking a lot of damage here. I took, like, my Spopovich is nearly dead because of that. If I got hit by that super, I probably would have been, my Spopovich would have been useless from there. That was really bad for me. And that's the risk of super countering, because you will reset the knockback chains for every super counter that you do. I have the key advantage. I should win this Vanish War. Uses a revenge counter to prevent getting knocked back. I'm stalling out Yajirobe in sparking mode, because Yajirobe can be very scary. If he gets a super off on you, he could chain it twice, and that would be like around 15,000 damage. Wow, that track's hard. I switch in Android 16 because I know I have 4 skill points. I have 2 explosive waves to help me out here. Luckily, I win that Vanish War. I was ready to use a revenge counter. Gogeta's ultimate is one of the few ultimates that will get hit by a revenge counter. Meaning that if he uses a ultimate in the middle of you trying to revenge counter, you will hit him out of the ultimate. Recoome is another one of those characters that will get hit out of the ultimate from a revenge counter. Yeah, I had to slowly approach there because I noticed he used a Wild Sense. I don't know if this was worth transforming because I could have saved my skill points for an explosive wave.
I'll send you to the next world with this Ultra Big Bang.
I am now used to the slow Big Bang Kamehameha, so I successfully get a Vanish there. Yajirobe has enough for a beam. This is very scary. The damage I just did, or damage I've done to Yajirobe, could mean nothing. And it means nothing. So that means he has maybe 90% health of his team, and it's halfway through the match. This is not good at all for me. Explosive Wave saves me there. I'm able to bait out his Zebra Stash. I'm getting lucky here, like, Elba should not be losing these Vanish Wars, but he's messing up. But how lucky am I, because Yajirobe is full health, and then I get hit by that super. 13,000 damage, and he's able to get a sparking mode off of that. You might notice when I have someone's back, I don't do the step-in follow-up attack. It's because I do not want to give them a visual cue to super counter me. Luckily, I'm able to catch him with a raw super, finishes Gogeta. Not sure how much time there is left, but I could potentially come back here. Oh, the game is about to end. Yep. Yajirobe could just stall out. He is very strong.
You know who else can tussle with the great Yajirobe? Nobody.
Yeah, they're good. Let's do one more for a tiebreaker. And here's the tiebreaker. We are 2-2. But again, remember, he won the first 7 games in our quote-unquote warm-up. I should really be vanishing those, but like if Gogeta gets one gut punch and then shotgun ki blast and then low sweep shotgun ki blast, that is basically ultimate level damage. It is insane. You can see he already took half of my health and I barely damaged him. Yep. Throwing ki blast could be very dangerous against Gogeta. He just did 15,000 damage again to me. Yajirobe is just like comically difficult to super counter. His attacks are so clunky. Right there, I should have switched into 16 or Trunks, because like I said earlier, my strat against Yajirobe, especially since I don't have characters that could output a ton of damage in one go, is to just constantly switch in and out against him, and then try to stall him out and regen a lot of health while Yajirobe is on the field. As you can see, that's what I'm doing here. I am refusing engagement. I could have switched in 16 and been able to switch him out right here and be able to bring in my Trunks against this Gogeta, and therefore gain another 5,000 on my Android 16. But instead, I just get hit by this raw super, another 13,000 damage. Elwa is very ahead of me now. You can see Elwa's counterplay to my Android is that he is just trying to bait me to spend all of my ki while he charges to a full ki gauge. And like I said, this super is not good. I don't know why I bothered using it. As you can see, I could get punished for successfully landing it. Luckily, I survive. I'm able to switch out my Android 16 into my Trunks. But Elwa was able to set up instant sparking off of that. I'm able to bait out his Zebra stash, hit him with a grab, he's not expecting it. I don't know what was going on there, he just stared at me. I need some damage, so I transform to SS1. I don't want to wait for 2 skill points. And I do believe SS1 has higher defense than Buff Trunks, which is quite ironic. You would think Buff Trunks has more defense.
Oh yeah, you get super armor.
Super armor on Yajirobe is just insane. Yeah, Elwa is making a lot of mistakes here. Like, when you guys are at like an awkward vertical angle, your supers will not land. And he knows that he's probably just throwing out panic supers. Yep. I sidestepped the switching. If you know that your opponent is gonna switch, and then they're gonna have that follow-up overhead attack or whatever, you could sidestep it, and then punish them for switching. Yep. There's the vertical angle thing again. That makes the super miss. He just used a wild sense. I notice it. That's why I immediately play passively. Bait it out, punish him. I tried to purposely drop my combo so I could reset him there, but I failed at it. He gets another instant sparking off. I'm able to bait him out with a sidestep. Yajirobe is almost at 6 skill points. He could easily pop a Senzu Bean and make all of that damage not matter. Yes. I got pretty lucky there. I am ahead now. No.
To the next world with this ultra big bang. All right. Switch.
Bringing in my 16 was pretty risky. I don't think it was necessary to bring him in at all. I should have just kept him on the bench. Honestly, I should have just disengaged there and tried to stall out until I could switch him out again. But I just lose my 16. That is not good for me whatsoever. Dude. Yeah, I tried to bait out his wild sense, but you have to do 2 attacks and then offensive vanish. Whereas I just did 1 attack and that was not good. You can see how much damage he's doing to me. He could potentially come back here. Luckily, I downed his Gogeta, and I maintained the lead.
I took too much damage.
Keep on trying. No way. You fell into my trap. I'm not done torturing you yet.
I feel like you weren't trying as hard these last few games.
And yeah, you could hear me say I feel like he wasn't trying as hard because he did beat me 7 times in a row while before this. But yeah, my strat against this team is try and switch out as often as possible to out regen the damage I take and out regen the Senzu Bean that he could potentially pop. Whenever his Yajirobe is in, I will continue that stalling game and try to transform with my Trunks so I could have access to instant sparking in the case if I need it. Use revenge counter a ton to prevent getting ping-ponged and prevent Senzu Beans and instant sparking. It's just a lot, but I see the potential in this. I do believe it could be a meta team because having one character that could just survive and one character that does a lot of damage, it basically games the win con, and you'd have to have a lot of character knowledge to be able to counter it. Like, I was able to survive simply because I vanished a lot of what was going on. If I didn't vanish a lot of the supers and ultimates, I would have lost all of those games. So yeah, give the team a try if you like it, but if not, then I'm sorry for creating another meta that is total ass to deal with. I really hope they make some changes to Yajirobe. I really do not like the Yajirobe meta, but it is what it is. If you guys liked the video, like and comment and subscribe. Have a good night, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.